Embrace your unique differences and your self-worth. This is Peter Beckenham, the Village Marketer, and just recently in discussions with both clients and potential clients, the issue of self-worth has come up in conversation many, many times. And I wanted to share some thoughts with you today that may help you if you've been struggling a little bit because maybe the results you're getting in 2022 this year are not what you expected, or the results that you are planning, you're having trouble in believing in them because of what's happened in the past. All these things are a reflection of your paradigm, of your thinking, okay? And I want to share some ideas with you right now that hopefully will help you create a more memorable 2023. Let me start by saying you should never be different just because. What I'm referring to really is giving voice and feeling and emotion to your real self, to your unique self. We are all unique. You've heard this before, but maybe you don't really grasp it in terms of yourself. What other people may consider as negative feelings or negative differences can actually be positive. You just need to live your own life and understand that your differences from everybody else is what makes you unique. Doesn't make them negative, it makes you unique. Here's a phrase I want you to write down. If you're doubting your current abilities, if you're feeling problems with your self-worth, if you're feeling in any way, oh, I can't do certain things, write this one sentence down. Are you ready? If I want to be free, I've got to be me. Don't ever forget that one sentence. If I want to be free, I've got to be me. And incidentally, there are a lot of advantages of being different from the norm. You don't become a Leonardo da Vinci, a Bruce Lee, a Steve Jobs, or an Oprah Winfrey and change the world by being a carbon copy or a duplicate of somebody else, right? If you want to be free, you've got to be me. So let's look at a very little presentation I've got that I hope rams home this whole thing about you and your self-belief and your self-worth, because I want you to be a winner. So as I said earlier, it's all about embracing your unique differences and value your self-worth a lot more than you're doing right now. Think about a few things that make you different from most people. Think about it right now, okay? Do you see them negatively? Because most people do, right? If you think you're different from somebody else, you think, oh, something wrong with me. It's negative, right? In other words, we see our differences as problems when they're really beautiful gifts and opportunities for us. I mean, here's a simple example. You might think being taller than everybody else is bad, makes you stand out too much, right? But do you realize that much shorter people probably look at you with admiration and envy? They would love to be as tall as you. Or maybe you can't say in public what you truly believe you want to be. Or more importantly, what you truly have a burning desire to have. This can often be really difficult, especially within a family situation, because they think, oh, don't be stupid, right? And you don't want to say what you truly want or what you truly believe you're capable of, because you don't want to feel like you're a bragger either, or one of those overconfident pains in the butt, right? But if your self-talk contains, oh, I can't do that, because they'll think this or because they'll think that or whatever it is, then you are definitely holding yourself back. In other words, you are never going to achieve your real potential. And that's pretty darn sad. So there's some of the reasons why you should fall in love with what makes you different from others. And here are 3 more things to consider as far as benefits of being unique, being the real me, and in so doing, recognizing your true self-worth. Don't waste any time worrying about what others think. Stop doing that. Worrying about what others think is truly a time-wasting behavior. And time is everything. Stop wasting it. We all do it from time to time, okay? But be aware that you're doing it and stop yourself from doing it. Stop worrying about what others think about you. And we worry about what they think in the most crazy things. Like, am I dressed okay? Look at me, just in a t-shirt, right? Am I dressed okay? Does my hair look right? Why is that person looking at me? Do they think my car is no good, or my house is lacking in some way, or I'm not keeping up with them in terms of the right impression? Or maybe my income level is not as good as theirs, or I don't speak the way they speak. As I shared with you in that little image, you find your worth within yourself. You're the only one who can find it. No one can find it for you. And stop worrying about what other people are thinking. Why? Because who really cares? The truth of the story is that most people aren't even noticing you. I mean, that might sound depressing, right? But it's really powerful, and it's also very true. The time we spend worrying about the opinions of other people could be spent on much more positive endeavors. Do you agree? So stop comparing yourself to people who don't matter. With billions of people roaming the planet, you're not going to be able to please anybody and everybody anyway. You know that. I know that. So stop trying to do it. I mean, it's going to be tough to even please a few people, let alone billions of them. So why even try? Why bother? If you want to be free, you've got to be me. Time is fleeting. It's promised to no one. You don't know what tomorrow is going to bring you. Don't waste a day. Don't waste an hour. Don't waste a minute. We don't know whether we'll enjoy another year, another month, or even another hour of our life. So because of this, don't waste a single minute worrying about what others think. Please promise yourself that. Just accept once and for all that you were born worthy. It's now your responsibility to believe that with a burning desire. The truth is that important people in your life love what makes you different. Think about that. Accept that. That's very special. The people that criticize your differences will never matter anyway. Who cares? Kick them to the curb and spend your time thinking about how amazing you are, rather than if someone may or may not approve of you. Stop wasting your time on that. Spend time with people who make you feel worthy. Number 2, you have more opportunities and experiences than you ever thought possible. The person that feels that his or her differences are a problem withdraws from society, right? Don't do that. They would rather spend time at home alone than interact with others. I want you to think differently about this, especially if you're an entrepreneur. I want you to connect with people. Don't compare yourself to them, just connect with them. That's all you're doing. This is not a competition. Because if you are going to withdraw from society because you feel you're not as good as other people, then there's ramifications you've got to be really aware of. And here I'm telling you the truth. That withdrawal means fewer opportunities in life and in business, in happiness and wealth and freedom and health, everything. Very few hermits, if ever, have an enjoyable, fulfilling and wealthy life, right? Don't be a hermit. I mean, it's such an amazing world out there. Sheltering yourself and hiding away from human interaction doesn't reveal many of the opportunities and experiences the world has to offer you. You're going to miss them all. And why are you missing them all? Because you're feeling, I'm not good enough, or I can't do this, or I can't do that. Here's another thing for you. I can't is not in the dictionary, okay? And it shouldn't be in your vocabulary either. So when you're missing the opportunities and experiences that the world has to offer, this is going to impact on you in many ways, on your career, financially, emotionally, fulfillment-wise, happiness-wise. In other words, when you shy away from people, not that you become a hermit, right? That was an extreme example. But when you shy away from people because you don't feel that you are worthy, you limit the number of healthy relationships you develop using your unique personality, your unique self. And when you limit that, you're also doing the world a disservice. There are people out there who need you. You can't see it because you don't feel worthy enough. Okay, get over that. Some of the greatest achievements in human history were provided by people who initially viewed themselves as weird or a bit different from everybody else until they realized their God-given self-worth. And that's what I'm asking you to do. A third reason why you should be considering this: more confidence, higher self-esteem, and better health. Yes, health comes into this as well. If you fret about what makes you different from quote unquote normal people, you give your confidence a kick in the butt. Your self-esteem drops. Your self-worth drops. This mental and emotional process, as it says on the screen, leads to a more physical stress developing in your body. Treat yourself like you treat your best friend. Because if you don't, this stress you're putting yourself under is a recipe for sickness, sadness, disappointment, and disease. Science tells us that your confidence skyrockets when you accept what makes you different and unique. You learn to love the person in the mirror. You don't shy away from them. You don't think, oh my God, you learn to love that person in the mirror. That doesn't mean you're big-headed. That doesn't mean you're a bragger. It simply means you are valuing your self-worth. If you can't love you, neither can anybody else. You've heard that before, but I'm telling you now, it's really very important for you to accept it. When you love the person you see in the mirror, that's you, right? This triggers a magical and automatic process that promotes more feelings of happiness, fulfillment, and a lot less stress and anxiety. A word of warning: your current results reflect your past thinking. Don't let your present results control your thinking or limit your self-worth. Otherwise, you'll attract more of the same that we had in the past. So promise yourself, do not get trapped in the past. Do not be afraid to take a step outside your comfort zone, even a little one step at a time. Get outside your comfort zone. Because if you can't get outside your comfort zone, you are going to be trapped in the past, and you're not going to make the changes, and you're not going to achieve the levels of self-belief and self-worth that are so important to you, so your unique, beautiful person can be shown to the rest of the world. Simply put, embracing your differences makes you healthier in mind, body, and emotion. You were made different for a reason. You're not strange. You're not weird. Okay. You were made different for a reason. And by the way, what you might see as different may not even appear on another person's radar. In other words, you're seeing things that aren't even there. It's all up in here, right? Start embracing who you are. Everybody else is taken, so why not you? You are worthy. The question you should be asking yourself is not, am I worthy of the goals I'm setting for myself? But rather, are the goals worthy of you? Set power goals that excite you. Don't worry about how you're going to achieve things. Just believe in your heart that's what you truly want. You've got a burning desire to do that. And that will start the process for you. The rewards for you being your unique self and discovering your self-worth are truly powerful and can help you live and experience a memorable life. And who doesn't want that? And speaking of memorable life, let me conclude by saying this. I'm starting a new masterclass experience in 2023. It's called Compelling Sales Conversations. Why is it called that? It's because conversations are the key part of relationship building, and it's the one thing that affects people who are suffering from a problem of self-worth, because they feel awkward and uncomfortable and uncertain and lacking confidence in talking to people about business opportunities or your service or the solutions you have or whatever. So look at the link on the screen, peterbeckenham.com/experience. There's nothing for sale there. Download that, okay? Download it, read it, then contact me at your convenience. Let's talk it through, and then you can decide either yes or no. And to be quite honest with you, I'm okay either way. It's your call. It doesn't matter to me. If you want to say yes and we fit each other, fine. But I don't want to say yes to you until I know you and I are the right fit. And I don't want you to say yes either until you feel comfortable. If you don't feel comfortable, say no. It's that darn simple, all right? So I look forward to talking to you soon. Thanks for listening. I hope you found some value in this because it came from my heart to yours.